Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is going on, my friends? What is happening? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, on today's conversations, world champion sprinter Noah Lyles. He brings up a I would say a great discussion topic in regards to the lack of respect in his eyes that sprinters, world-class champion track stars gets and receives. He doesn't like the fact that they don't get their due diligence. They are not well respected, not only by the public, but by corporations, other sports apparel brands. He was speaking recently to Cam Newton on Cam Newton's podcast, where Noah Lyles was like, I just wanted to have a conversation about having my own shoe with the specific shoe brand or shoe company that I'll share with you all later on in the show. Also, of course, we got some news in politics. And look, imagine refusing a pardon. You're given a pardon, a second chance, and you refuse it because you know what you did was truly wrong and it's not good for the narrative. Well, that happened. One of the January 6th rioters happened to refuse her pardon. Wow. We're going to talk about it. In addition to that, the GOP is trying to woo in Democratic Senator, Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman more to their side because he hasn't been well liked in his own party. So we'll talk about it. We got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We like to keep it real 24/7. Y'all, thanks again for sticking with us. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to chop it up, to tune in to the Arrington Gavin Show. There's multiple ways you can tune in to the show. I want to thank those who are listening to us right now by way of on the radio airwaves in the New Orleans area. Thank you so much for our New Orleans listeners that are listening to us by way of WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about, as well as our listeners in the Metro Atlanta area by way of WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show 5 nights a week, Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those in the New Orleans area, listen to us on WBOK 1230 AM. You can tune into the show, the Arrington Gavin Show, that is, Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time, okay? You can also listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on all major podcast platforms. And you can also stream us on our YouTube channel, The Arrington Gavin Show, YouTube channel, Rumble channel under the same name. And you can also watch us on Goatverse TV Network, the Goatverse TV Network. If you haven't downloaded the app, please do so. It's free 99. All right. And I don't know about y'all, but the way life is lifing, the way these prices are pricey, and I don't know about it, 'cause these prices are expensive. All right. And so I like stuff that's free, but that also still I feel like it. Look, Goldverse TV is the bomb.com. You hear me? All right. Download it on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, or as well as Amazon Fire. It is dope. I'm so honored to be a part of this amazing network filled with so many other great content creators and programs on that show. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's social media. I always gotta throw. I always keep on forgetting. Be sure to follow us on our social media platforms, my friends. We are available on Instagram, Blue Sky, X, all under the same name. The Arrington Gavin Show at the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also subscribe to our Substack. We are continue to grow that. We continue the conversation mostly on our Substack because it's we always run out of time here on the Arrington Gavin Show because it's when you're feeling it, when it's like one story and it's just like, wow, I just got so much stuff to say, and then it's like, damn it, look at the time. We try to extend it on our Substack or as well as on social media. So yeah, I think that is all I have for you all today. Before we head to a commercial break, let me go ahead and throw up our fun fact of the day. Today's fun fact is, did you know that the most expensive car ever sold, all right, I'll say it again, the most expensive car ever sold happened in 2022, and it was a 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR, a Linholt coupe. You Linholt coupe. There we go. I think I wasn't that good in school. You could tell in some of my speech, right, and some of my the wording. I struggle here and there. Sold for a whopping, y'all won't believe this, one car, one vehicle sold for $143 million, making it the most expensive car ever auctioned. Let me tell you something. If we have folks in this world that can buy a car at 143 million, there should not be any, no homeless, no hunger issues, no, like, come on. Goodness gracious. I don't care how I can have 50 billion in the bank. The mindset of buying a car more than six figures is already like, woo, woo, got me twitching a little bit. I mean, like more than $1 million is insane. $143 million, good mooga. That is a lot. That is a lot of money there. All I ask is for, like, it's funny. I've noticed different age generations. They will always say, "Oh Lord, if I just have $1 million." Like, I remember my folks will always say, "Ooh, if I just had 1 million, that's all I need." And I'm like, nah. The older I get, I'm like, "Whoo, if I just had 10 million." Like, it goes up every 10 million. It goes up every 10 million. Because I remember hearing the story that R&B star Bobby Brown, when he spent $1 million like in one day. True story. $1 million in one day. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need 10. 1 million is just that's it's good money, but it ain't good for a lifetime. Not for me. No sir, no sir. I need more than that. I need more of that money. Okay. Let's also, I haven't mentioned this in a while. A Black Excellence Report. I haven't done a Black Excellence Report in a while. That was a segment that we were going back and forth with, not really back and forth, but I will throw in from time to time because it is needed. Let me tell you something, it is needed. I want to make sure people continue to know the excellence that occurs within the Black community, because there's moments where we might feel down, we feel disrespected, we feel betrayed, but you always have to realize you are a Black individual and be proud of that. Be proud of the culture, your ancestry, the whole 9 yards. I would like to bring up today's Black Excellence Report and give it up to the one and only Bruce W. Smith, not Bruce Smith, the NFL Hall of Famer, all-time sack leader, Bruce Smith. Even though he's a very highly accomplished and very prominent figure in the world of professional football. But I want to talk about Bruce W. Smith, the man who created and designed many of our childhood cartoons. All right. Now he is an executive director at Disney. The Mouse, a black man, the executive director over at Disney. Look, he created iconic shows and movies such as Baby Kids. Okay, y'all remember Baby Kids? The Proud Family. Oh, that was my favorite cartoon. That was one of my favorite cartoons. I still watch it to this day. I don't care. I don't care if y'all judge. I don't care if y'all judge your mama. Okay, no. Let me see. Space Jam. Come on now. Hair Love, Goofy Movie, Tarzan, Winnie the Flippin' Pooh. Winnie the Pooh? I mean, my goodness. Who did that, y'all? Who did that? A black man did that. I just gotta keep y'all up on your toes. I just gotta keep y'all up on your toes. Oh, he did the damn thing, and he still continue to do the damn thing. Oh my goodness. Again, shout out to Bruce W. Smith, currently executive director over at Disney. Let's go ahead, my friends. We are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere. Be right back after these commercial breaks.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new Goat Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host, your friend, Arrington Gavin, coming to you on this wonderful evening. First up I want to bring is, I don't know if y'all have heard about this, but apparently the right is trying to sway, all right, Democratic Senator out of Pennsylvania, John Fetterman. All right, they're trying to add some more numbers to their side. Listen, Fetterman is a guy that has not been well liked by his own party. He can, you could say he is the replacement of former Senator Joe Manchin out of West Virginia, who Joe Manchin was a very known moderate, I think towards the end of his political career, he was in moments where he was not always mostly agreeing with his own party, and being that between him and Kristen Sinema, another U.S. senator out of out of Arizona. The interesting thing about Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, guess what? They both, for one, are no longer in office, but they both left the Democratic Party and they're now registered independents. Fetterman has been very vocal on being a bipartisan kind of politician. He attended the presidential inauguration. He opened an account on Truth Social, right? One of the most conservative leaning, more conservative than X. And it's the social media platforms started by Trump himself, called True Social, which is hilarious. And so he's been kind of always being that person to be more vocal about things going on in his own party. And I get it. Look, I've criticized the Democratic Party a lot, and I'm going to continue to criticize both parties. But I mean, hey, it's just that's just me, right? Fetterman is a person that I don't, truly dislike. I don't always agree with some of his policies, his strategies, things how he, does it right. He brings off. He has this brand of rocking a sweats, like a hoodie and shorts, regardless of the weather. He's rocking a hoodie and some gym shorts. Gets a bit weird in it to an extent. But this article I want to read you guys. Politico says here that Democratic senator says GOP is trying to woo Fetterman. Ruben Kelloggo, excuse me. Democrats should keep Fetterman in their tent. The Democratic senator out of Arizona speaks at a hearing at Capitol in Washington recently. Says here that the Arizona Democrats said Republicans are trying to pull John Fetterman to the right, and argued Democrats should keep the Pennsylvania senator in their corner as he faces mounting questions over his health, shifting political persona. Now, quote here says there needs to be space for Fetterman and for other senators in our caucus. He still is a senator that fights for working class people. We may not be 100% in agreement a lot of times, but in a lot of areas, but we don't have to be. And let me pause right there. I've had a conversation with a buddy of mine who is a state elected official in my home state of Virginia, and he's even talked about, like, people are always chatting about the issues happening on the opposite of political parties, but they don't know the issues we have within our own party. We don't always agree on it. We have some of the most, we don't agree just as much as we don't agree on the opposite sides. So that's normal. The part that I dislike of what the Democratic Party is doing is Fetterman hurting the party as a whole? Is that one person affecting your whole operation? Most likely no. What he's trying to say is, look, I'm trying to look out for my constituents. So if that needs be that I need to find a way to come to an agreement, come to a truth on the post, I'm going to do that. See, we live in such a divisive world where bipartisan is such a no. And I get it. There's some things that folks just like, I cannot agree on that. I can't see I can't come to working with you when you said this, you said that, and yada yada yada. But I personally respect folks that are willing to try and find, because at the end of the day, when it comes to voting and this and any other, you have to have an equal agreement. You have to have the number of votes in order to help benefit constituents and hoping to benefit the American people. Says here, while some Democrats have distanced themselves from Fetterman, top Republicans have rallied around him in the wake of the news reports that his current and former staffers are concerned about his mental and physical health. Several GOP senators, including Tom Cotton, Republican out of Arkansas, Chuck Grassley, Republican out of Iowa, and David McCormick, Republican out of Pennsylvania, have come to Fetterman have come to Fetterman's defense on social media. Cotton said the radical left is smearing him with dishonest, vicious attacks because he's pro-Israel, and they want reliable anti-Israel politicians. Let's see. Another quote here says here that asks if Republicans are trying to tug Fetterman to the GOP, and the Caligo, Democratic Senator out of Arizona, said, "Of course they are. Who isn't trying to sway folks so they can build the majority, right? I mean, we've seen time and time again elected officials switching parties, moving eventually, later on in their careers, they'll move on to one side or the other, and we are seeing that firsthand. Let's see here. It says here in the Marines, we call these I can't say the word, but I would just say FF games. Fetterman has said repeatedly that he will not change parties, but that isn't stopping some conservatives from trying to push him to vote for their priorities and perhaps more broadly come onto their side. The Club for Growth, a conservative group, is airing a TV ad in Pennsylvania this in the recent had aired a TV ad recently praising Fetterman as standing up for every working family in PA and urging him to back President Donald Trump's tax cuts. Do I believe that Fetterman will never switch parties? In the world of politics, no, but I do not think he would become a Republican. You have folks that they're I'll use Michael Steele for example. Michael Steele is a former Maryland lieutenant governor. He was the former chair of the RNC, and he has been one of the most vocal and well-known voices from, check this out, MSNBC, one of the most liberal, probably the most liberal cable network in the world, and they're one of their prominent voices on their network is a Republican, a former chairman, a chair of the RNC. He's still a registered Republican. He still has those, just like Fetterman. Fetterman is like, I'm still a Democrat. I will never change parties, but it's just stuff that just doesn't I can't agree on. And look, we see time and time again long-standing Democrats criticizing the new just criticizing the party, criticizing kind of like the new Democrat party in their opinion, right? It's not like the traditional left party that they could recall. You know what I mean? It says here that Fetterman voted against a budget blueprint laying the groundwork for the massive package that would include the extension of Trump's first-term tax cuts, and he also remained opposed to the efforts. Gallagher expressed confidence that Fetterman would continue to hold that position. Says, I think that the last thing he'll do is harming working class families, but voting for the reconciliation bill by voting for the reconciliation bill. Now, while Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has said that Fetterman is an all-star who is doing a good job, several House Democrats in Fetterman's state have offered more chilling responses, saying that the recent reporting raises questions and voters should read it. Fetterman has also drawn criticism for some on the left over his hardline position on Israel and recent meeting with Trump. Now, once again, when you're an elected official, if you're in Senate or the House, isn't it kind of normal that you meet with someone that has a higher position higher power than you, right? You have to speak with your elected leader. That is Trump. Now, I've always said this time and time again, y'all, the president doesn't have the power. The House and Senate does, but you still have to meet up with whoever's in office, right? Especially as an elected official. I think you would. It's easy for them to say, "Hey, I respect the position, so I'm gonna continue to keep them involved, keep them in the loop of what's going on." I'm not here defending Senator Fetterman. All I'm saying is I think it's very childish that because he speaks what's on his mind, he speaks. He doesn't care who's in charge, or he doesn't care what party he's in. He's gonna speak what he thinks on his personal. That's the way it should be, y'all. It shouldn't be like, well, I'm just gonna vote for the majority, or I'm just gonna vote for the majority. To me, that's a disservice. That is truly a disservice. He is doing what he can to what's right, once again, for the constituents. But you know why? Because guess what? He works for them. He's their servant. We got elected leaders that keep on forgetting, like, y'all work for us. Y'all work for us. You don't work for yourself. You work for us. Stop finding personal benefits. Stop trying to look cute in front of the camera. Stop trying to look cute in front of your friends and want to be accepted in the circles and this and the other. Stop trying to help stuff that's just gonna you gotta do stuff that is only gonna keep you in the office rather than doing the work. You know what I mean? So anything I want to add on to this? Let me check it. Nope. I got nothing. Lastly, I will also throw in Fetterman was on the campaign trail voting to not bring Donald Trump back into the White House. So just want to leave that out there too. Let me go ahead and digress from this story. I want to move it on to recently. Okay, some CNN news here. CNN recently cut ties with top reporter after a costly defamation suit. All right. So let me go ahead and bring this in for you all. Here we go. We're going to pull up this graph for those who are watching. Thank you for your patience. The top reporter that I'm speaking of is Alex Marcordy? Alex McCurd? I think that's how it's pronounced. I had to look at it, pronounce it out. You know, when in school they say syllables, sound it out. Okay, I think I got that right. So recently, it was shared that the CNN correspondent at the center of a nefarious report that cost the network at least $5 million for defaming a U.S. Navy veteran is leaving the struggling network. And I do mean they are kind of struggling right now. Well, I wouldn't say that. Not as bad as MSNBC. So I'll take that back. But he is leaving the network. The chief national security correspondent landed in the hot water earlier this year after a Florida jury ruled that he defamed Zachary Young in 2021 by claiming the former soldier illegally exploited Afghans during the Biden administration that withdrew from the country. Now, this is reported by the Daily Beast here. Says that the jury had awarded him $5 million, him being Mr. Young. The jury awarded him $5 million in damages. The networks later settled to avoid further punitive damages. Now, Alex produced the story and testified in the network's defense. He also confirmed on X that he would leave the network after 8 years, though he made no mentions of the case. I quote, it says here, "Tough to say goodbye, but it's been an honor. It's been an honor to work among the very best in the business. Now, profound thank you to my comrades on the national security team and the phenomenal teammates I've worked with in the U.S. and abroad." Now, Status News reports that Oliver Darcy reported that the CNN dismissed Alex over editorial differences. He did not respond to immediate requests for a comment. Now, CNN spokesperson confirmed he was leaving the network, but declined to provide details, saying it does not comment on a personal matter. Now, Mr. Young believes the universe tends to reconcile things in its own time. The attorney representing Mr. Young shared with the Daily Beast, "Some outcomes speak for themselves." Now, after a stint as a campaign reporter for CNN in 2008, Alex rejoined the network in May of 2017 and was promoted to chief national security correspondent in September of 2023. Now, he was surprised by the firing, giving CNN's prior support for him since the January trial. A source told the Daily Beast that his frequent appearances on CNN's behalf, both on air at events, including April's White House Correspondents' Dinner. Now, says here, unlike other recent staff departures such as Darcy and CNN's weekend anchor Amari Walker, the network did not offer any statement support for him. The interesting thing, I would say, was not really interesting, but well, you're hearing a lot about these networks facing these lawsuits, right? ABC had to pay $15 million, I think, to the Trump campaign because they fumbled the bag on that. Obviously, Fox News was probably the biggest out of them all. What's almost $800 million they had to pay, and now CNN with this. I mean, it's just, what are we doing here, people? What are you doing? That's why I always say it's not wrong to watch these cable networks. I'm not speaking in regards to like the people. Like you have great journalists, great qualified people, but you also have a lot of opinionated folks like myself. I admit I'm an opinionated person. But you have so many great platforms where you can also receive information from. Because remember, folks, people used to always receive their news from what? The newspaper. You didn't have all these networks and streaming platforms and in the palm of your hand like you do now in this tech savvy world. We have so many outlets to research from. Now it's up to you on what you want to research, because there's some folks that just want to say, "Oh, I just want to look at all the far right leaning stuff," and because they're telling the truth and yabba 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 yabba. They have folks that are just gonna go to the extreme left and only read extreme left things. They ain't gonna have folks that says, "Okay, look, I just need bipartisan stuff. I need stuff that's moderate. I need stuff that's in the middle." And they're just gonna have stuff like me. I'm checking out. I'm reading it all. I'm looking at it all. Pockets. I watch the stuff that I enjoy. I watch stuff that I agree with. I watch the stuff that I disagree with, and I watch stuff that I'm in the middle locked in. You know what I mean? But another familiar face, another well-known person on there is leaving the network. And it's just, I'm curious to see how CNN will continue to move forward with this, because like I said, they continue to just someone that's been there for years, leaving. I mean, Wolf Blitzer has been there, I believe, since the network first started. Still there, not leaving. Okay. It's interesting. It's interesting. Let's see. A lot of folks are counting the days of Jake Tapper, thinking that he's gonna eventually leave the network, but I mean, he's not leaving. I think he's helping the network's ratings. He wrote this book, kind of like a tell-all of how the Biden administration and the left had covered up his health declining. And to me, I think it's interesting. I think it's funny that he wrote a book about it, because if y'all had eyes, y'all saw that his health was declining. Okay, that was no ooh, breaking news. Such and such health is declining. We could see that, and forgive me, I don't want anybody to take it personal, like I'm joking about the man, because he currently is battling cancer, and I'm praying for his recovery for that. But what I'm talking about is specifically, the mental decline, right? Cognitive decline. They were just saying how I don't think he should run again. I think, oh, well, he's fine, he's this, he's that. And now you got elected officials kind of not skipping around the question when it's asked, like I shared a while back. Senator out of Georgia, Raphael Warnock, avoiding the question and avoiding answering the question. And so I say all that to say, let's see how long Jake Tapper will last. But we're seeing a lot of well-known folks moving on into the digital space. That's the future. That's the future right now. Yeah, that's that is that. That is that. So let me go ahead, my friends. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Thank you for sticking with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We got a lot more show for you, so do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Jazeera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazeeraLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Our risk from injury from a fall or car crash increases as we age. But getting older doesn't have to mean giving up on the activities you love. Take simple steps to avoid injuries, like doing activities that improve strength and balance. Get yearly eye and wellness exams, and talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the medicines you take. Also, tell your doctor if you've fallen or worry about falling. Learn more about aging without injury at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
All right, welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to the show. Next up, I want to bring this up. I thought this was one story that is truly remarkable way to just, this is an American hero right here. I would say this. Well, maybe not taking it too far. May take it too far, but it's a story of truly admitting, hey, I was wrong. Admitting your guilt is never an easy thing, right? But this person, I think she truly admitted her guilt in the craziest way that I could think of. Pamela Hemphill. Yes. She was one of the 1,500 people whom President Trump pardoned. Oh, by the way, she was a part of the 1,500 people from the January 6th riot. So, which it was way more than 1,500, but it was 1,500 people that were arrested. 1,500 people pardoned by yours truly, Donald Trump. But now, you know what she did? She she's invoked help from her Republican senator to formally refuse the pardon and block it. What? I am not lying. Says here, amid the wave of pardons and commutations from President Trump has doled out in recent, because we all know he's been on this pardon palooza, this pardon party. He's been pardoning everybody and their mama. One former MAGA loyalist in Idaho is fighting to return her pardon. I mentioned her name is Pamela Hemphill, and she is one of the more than 1,500 people whom Mr. Trump pardoned recently this year for their roles in the U.S. Capitol insurrection. Now, she has invoked help from her Republican senator to formally refuse and block the pardon from Mr. Trump issued her on January 20th, his first day back in the White House. Now, says here, though Hemphill was a defendant of the largest criminal prosecution in American history, she is seemingly standing alone now as the only January 6th defendant to refuse the clemency from Mr. Trump offered. Speaking with CBS News from her home in Idaho, she said that the pardons just contribute to their narrative, which is all lies, propaganda. We were guilty, period. Oh my goodness. That girl, she admitted. And she said, no, I can't accept that pardon. And see, what kills me is like, folks are already gonna start saying, she's just, she's being paid, she's bought from the left. This is that. What is it for her? What is the reward for her? Like, think about it. What does she have to gain besides a hell of a lot of respect, obviously, for what she did and for taking a stance? Because once you look back at it, you're like, look, you were a part of that horrific sight that was on everybody's TV screens. I cannot forget, y'all. I swear to God, I cannot forget to this day. I thought my wife was watching Olympus Has Fallen or White House Down. Like, I thought she was watching an action movie. That was real life stuff. That was real life stuff. And yet people continue to say, oh, those are good American patriots that did that. That was their right. Like, what? Why are we even having this conversation? That's why I'm sorry, but folks that refuse what that saw, or that tries to always that tries to deflect by saying, well, what about the Black Lives Matter movie? What about BLM? What about BLM? Stop trying to deflect. We're talking about this. So stop being like, well, what if they did? What if they did? We're talking about y'all crazy asses, all right? Hopping up the fences, storming the Capitals, breaking private property, assaulting law enforcement. I just, Oh Lord, let's continue to read this here. She also said, we all know that they're gaslighting us. They are using January 6th to just continue Trump's narrative that the Justice Department was weaponized. They were not. When the FBI came to my home, oh my God, they were very professional. They treated me very good. Now, she pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge for her role in the crowd of that happened in January 6th. Prosecutors argued Hemphill's was in the front of the crowd that confronted U.S. Capitol Police and other law enforcement officers attempting to keep the rioters behind the metal back rack barriers. They alleged that Hemphill galvanized others to descend on Washington for the sophistication of the electoral vote after the 2020 elections, according to court filings. Now, says here in December 28, 2021, Hemphill posted encouragement to go to Washington, D.C. for January 6th, saying it's a war. See, my thing is, folks always say, oh, they don't really mean it. That's just a figure of expression. I'm sorry, have y'all seen MAGA supporters? I'm just saying. Them MAGA loyalists, they could be a bit much. Now, I've spoken with people that voted for Trump, and that's, that will defend him because he's the current. Look, I've had on Malik Abdul, Republican strategist. Smart guy, real cool dude. We don't agree on most things, but he is a Trump supporter. He is a conservative, right? But he also speaks when his party and when the Trump administration are doing something extremely stupid. He speaks about it. He's a Republican strategist. It's a job. I can sit down and have a conversation with him. He was a Democrat until 2016. Y'all can go back on the story. Had a great conversation. He's going to be coming back from time to time because it's always great to have friends from opposing views. I have my liberal friends, right? Because I ride solo in the middle, right? So I have my liberal friends on, I have my progressive friends on, I have my conservative friends on, have my libertarian friends on. I make sure I speak with all folks from all sides of the aisle. That's the way the world should be, my friends. In addition to that, on January 1st of 2021, she posted a message saying, on my way to Washington, D.C., January 6th. And Lord have mercy. She had posted saying, on my way to Washington, D.C., January 6th, with a very large semi-automatic. All right. And so right then and there, it's like, okay, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. But that happened. Again, I just commend someone like her realizing the harm, realizing that, girl, you in a trance. You are blinded, and you need to realize you need to wake up and smell the coffee or smell the roses. Like, I mean, you realize, and y'all supposed to be saying loyal this, loyal that. There were chants to hang his then vice president, hang Mike Pence. Yeah, remember that? That happened. How do you what kind of America do you want to live in if y'all want to be around those kind of chants? We want to physically harm people. Look, as much as I can't stand Trump, I don't ever want to wish harm. I don't wish harm on my worst enemies. Like, folks, what are we doing? What are we doing? So, again, I just want to commend. I want to thank Miss Pamela Hemphill for your courage to come out and say, no, I cannot accept this pardon. I can't accept it. What I did was wrong. It was one of the worst things ever, and I cannot accept this pardon. And she's taking it back. I commend her. I commend her. Need more people like her. You really do. You need more people like her. Let's see how we're looking with time. All right, let me go ahead and last story of the day, y'all. Last story of the day. I want to bring up some sports news for you and end this off on a light note. World champion track star Noah Lyles, phenomenal athlete, by the way, phenomenal athlete. Uh, Olympian. He is an Olympian. I want to make that clear. I don't want to try and degrade his. This is a true star in the world of track and field. He was recently on Cam Newton's podcast criticizing Adidas and addresses misconceptions about track and field in America. Let me share this soundbite for you, and then we'll talk on the other side.
New contract with Adidas. And what I wanted to be in there was a shoe, because I said, Anthony Edwards has a shoe, and I'm already a 6-time world champion, and I'm prophesying that I'm going to be the Olympic champion. Mm-hmm. I believe I've done enough to prove that my worth is, given a signature shoe, or at least having the conversation of it. They said that's not their department, yada, 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 dancing around the conversation. At the time, I was frustrated with them, still am, that's another story, about how they didn't even want to have the conversation of it. Mm. And the point that I wanted to show America, leading off of that world champions of what, is this is the difference of how we track and field athletes are treated in the US. We've come back with world championships, Olympic golds. We're seen by the world. They don't even want to entertain the conversation of having a shoe. New contract with Adidas. And what I wanted to be in there.
Let me go ahead and just remind you all, because again, I put up his full stats. He won an Olympic gold medal in the 2024 Paris Olympics in the 100 meter, won a bronze in the 200 meter in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, and then also won bronze in the 2024 Paris Olympics for the 200 meter. Highly accomplished individual. He is a 6-time world champion, gold medal world champion. 27 years old, still has a lot more good years as far as in the track and field world. But what he's saying, it's true. I remember when he kind of went viral because him and like the whole NBA was kind of going head to head, because he basically said, why are they considered world champions? They play folks, mostly in the United States and, a team in Canada. They don't play against everybody in the flipping world. I compete. I represent my country when I compete, and I'm competing against other of the world's best on a regular basis. So why are they considered world champions? Now, he had a point there, right? But then I kind of started thinking, I'm like, yeah, but if you think of it, in the world of basketball, professional basketball, what is the highest level? The highest level is the NBA. Even though it says National Basketball Association, it ain't all national in the NBA. Okay? You got guys that are coming from Turkey, Spain, China, Japan, Brazil, Australia. You have people coming from all across the world to compete on the granddaddy of them all, and that is the NBA. So technically, they do compete against the world's best. It's just technically not. So it was difficult to try and defend him in that case. But he's a very, he's like the Terrell Owens of track and field, right? He's got to always doing stuff with a chip on his shoulder. Now, going back to this respect with him and Adidas, he says here that let's see here. Anthony Edwards, who had not won a chair, he recently competed in the the Western Conference Finals. Had a spectacular season, great athlete. he had signed a multi-year extension with the sneaker company Adidas in 2024, reportedly worth around $50 million. He now has his signature shoe, the AEI. Was an incredible success. And now he's gotten the AE2. Now, Noah Lyles is like saying he's arguably the face of track and field today, absolutely, but has called out Adidas for giving priority to NBA star over him. Again, he said in 2023, Adidas asked me to come out for shoe signing. It didn't work because I was doing a fashion walk with Hugo Boss, and there was no way I was going to be able to make it back. Then I've been discussing my own contract with Adidas, and what I wanted to be there was a shoe. Anthony Edwards has a shoe, and I'm already a 6-time world champion. I believe that I'm done enough to deserve my own shoe. He has. Like, why? What it is? But here's the reality, guys. Track and field and the NBA. Oh, it's a total difference in the public eye, in the world's world eye view of things. The NBA is much more popular than track and field. NBA is seen on multiple networks. It garners some of it brings in crazy money, crazy televised numbers. Track and field is not that kind of popular sport in comparison, right? When a company will say, hey, look, I can either, if I need to find a face for my brand, for my company, who would I rather have, a track star or a basketball star? They're most likely to go with basketball. Now, I don't think that's, still not saying that Noah Lyles doesn't deserve his own shoe. The man's a gold medal winner. The man has won 6 gold medals in the world championship of track and field, right? He's well deserved. He was well deserved before he even got the Olympic gold. Now, you can easily say, well, who's representing Mr. Lyles? Who's his agent? Who's his poster? Who is representing this guy? But I would say he has a case. He has an argument that will continue to be shared, and I would love to have I'm gonna contact. I know some folks. I want to have a pro basketball perspective, and I want to have a professional, a pro track and field star. I want to do it. I think now that Noah Lyles has shared this out to the public, I think this is going to be his way of auditioning or just helping his case to receive some offers from Adidas competition, because they're going to be like, oh, really? You're not so happy the way Adidas treats you? Oh, now it's time to nag him. Now, I don't know if he already has some guaranteed contracts that he can't break, but you never know. That could have been just his way of saying, I don't like Adidas. I need my shoe brand. Somebody give me the best offer, and I'm going to you. Because guess what? This man is one of the fastest men in the world. Currently, one of the fastest men in the world. Reigning 200-meter world champion, gold medal winner. This man is on top of the world. He's going to continue to get better and better and better. So, my friends, as always, I hope you enjoyed another great conversation here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you so much for sticking with us here on the program. Continue to support the show. Watch us weeknights, available on all digital streaming platforms and radio airwaves as well. And follow us on our social media pages. I thank you so much. Peace and blessing. I'll see you next time.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.